Hello, this is Uhasa, and welcome to a new video. This is going to be about Hodgkin, and it's not a full in-depth guide because I don't plan to get him to S+, but I do plan to check him out, take a look at his abilities, and we're just going to do a little bit of testing. I think just a TLDR, he's doesn't seem like someone who's worth pulling, even to S+. I think maybe just one copy or even zero copies is fine. And you'll find out why during this video. So I'm going to start actually pulling him. I got the new bundle pre-order thing again, and I feel like it's kind of worth if you're a spender. I'm trying not to spend nowadays, but you know, for content creation, I am willing to spend. So I haven't got any copies yet, so let's do a pool. Hopefully I can just use the minimal amount of pools and we'll see how this goes. Nope. Hi. Okay, so that's 10. Oh, it was 33, right? So this is 13 pools left. So maybe this one? Nope. We're going to pity. We are going to pity. Okay, so there are 3 pools left, so I'm not going to do a 10 pooler. I'm just going to pull 3. Okay, yeah, definitely going to pity is what it feels like. Okay, and this is the one. The way his hook spins is kind of funny. There we go. 350 gems, okay. Alright, so we have Hodgkin. Let's check him out. Mr. Hodgkin. Alright, so we'll start with his design preview. How do I go into this like this? Okay. So in first look, he looks pretty cool. Like, I like his hair. He has reminds me of like a little bit of like Riley from One Piece, and he's got this like long flowing hair. It's got layers. It looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. His hat has horns coming out of it. I think that gives him the like that definitely makes him the Graveborn. You know, because Hodgkins is not actually you know, like most Graveborns, he was once human. And then he's I think what happened was he was sailing on his pirate ship. He went on a territory of a spirit. So like in an island, if there's like enough magical energies, it will form its own consciousness, and it can even turn into a being. So I think this consciousness or being saw Hodgkin's ship. It was in his territory, and then it sunk it down. So then I forgot his name, but some guy revived him and turned him into a Graveborn, and this is how you see him now. So you can see maybe an alligator or crocodile ate his right hand, and now it's a weird hook that it's a barrel. It's kind of amusing, to be honest. It doesn't, you know, it kind of looks like a gimmick, and the way it can rotate the hook, like, I think it's for practical purposes like eating, and I don't know. It's kind of doesn't look that great, to be honest. But his cape, his hat, his hair, his face, his beard, his eyes, he's got rings, accessories. It's pretty cool. Now, something that stands out a lot is his crotch area. It's the more I notice it, the more it kind of draws you in. So I really don't like the way they designed this. Like, what kind of pirate, like, wears this kind of outfit, you know? Like, what? Did you see that? Did you see his butt? I'm losing it. Okay. And then the bottom part looks like, you know, like a horse's feet, like hooves, you know, at the bottom. Except it's like swirly and yeah, okay. Let's just look at the like keep it at the upper half, it looks pretty cool, and the lower half it looks really lame. Like really lame. So that's fine. His headwear, it looks pretty cute. Aww. Aww. That's pretty cute. Mini Hodgkin. Okay. Do we know anything about his tails? Okay, this is pretty interesting. So feel free to skip this. Just use the timestamps if you're not interested. But whenever a loud horn sounds on the high seas and a huge ship looms out of the fog, everyone knows who's coming. They hide and pray that the Ravager of the Deep, Hodgkin, would not set his undead eyes on them. Well, what if he only has one eye? Number 2. Being born as lowly as an insect isn't tragic. The real tragedy is that these lowly creatures cannot help but kill and destroy each other. In order to not get trampled on in this world, Hodgkin pursues all means of increasing his power. So, does that mean he treats himself as an insect? It's very weird. Number 3. After replacing his soft human arm with an indestructible hook. Come on, it's a barrel, man. Looks like it's made out of wood. Hodgkin experienced the benefits of this type of sacrifice for the first time. He now firmly believes sacrifice brings strength. Okay, number 4. Bonnie was the first Graveborn that Hodgkin created with the Bantus Void relic. Interesting. Although her skills in battle are outstanding, he was not satisfied. He believed that Bonnie had a fatal flaw. Her heart was not ice cold to his liking. So Bonnie has a sweet side. Okay. Hodgkin once raised a falcon which was blind in one eye like him. The bird cared for him and always found new prey for him out on the open seas. But when the falcon grew old, he did not hesitate to feed it to a kraken. Wow. I was gonna say, it sounded like a cat, you know, who brings like a dead mouse to its owner to show its affection. But yeah, okay. Pretty savage. This guy's pretty savage. His fashion is pretty savage too. Okay. Let's take a look at his abilities now. So, we have the ultimate Cannon Fire. So, Cannon Fire fires a cannon at each enemy hero in sequence and deals 320% plus 30% damage to the hit enemy and their adjacent enemies. Allies adjacent to the hit enemy will also take 100% damage. If any unit is hit by the cannon more than twice, the damage from the subsequent hits is reduced to 20%, and minimum he can fire 5 cannons with this skill. Okay, cool. So basically what they're saying is when he ults, he will fire 5 cannon shots at a minimum, and he will hit each enemy in a specific sequence. And if there's 5 heroes alive, it's 1 shot each. But if it's 4 heroes, there will be 1 hero who will be shot. Oh, will they be shot? Will they be shot twice? Like if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, will it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1? And if it's like 1, 2, 3, will it be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2? Is that how it works? Because it's a sequence, right? We'll have to test that out. So, maybe I should take notes because I have some notes here. But will he be shot in sequence? That's interesting. Will they be shot in sequence? Like for extra cannons. Okay. Now, what's interesting is that he can also hit allies. So if the allies are within the shot, they will take 100% of Hodgkin's damage too. And once they took their 3rd shot, anyone who took the 3rd shot, the damage will be reduced only down to 20%. So it's not going to be very much. So they're negligible. And what that means is for the cannons, if there's less enemies, they will take more cannon shots. And it's a maximum of 2 like strong shots anyway. But it's gonna synergize with other things. Okay, number 2, Phantom Respite. This will begin he will enter an ethereal state at the beginning of the fight for 8 seconds plus a little bit more, and he is immune to physical damage during this time. So this is very specific, and it's kind of niche at the moment just because we have a magic meta. So this sounds useless in standard arena because Lily May and Freyasto are what you see the most in standard arena. In Supreme Arena, you're going to see Aeron compositions as well. Maybe you might see Tassie compositions. And guess what? They're all magic damage. So this does nothing in terms of PvP, okay? If we're looking at Dream Realm, this would be interesting, wouldn't it? He will be immune to damage, but what's important in Dream Realm is dealing damage, not being immune to damage. So, let's see how much damage he can cast overall. Okay, so he can go ethereal. When Hodgkin casts his ultimate, he immediately enters the ethereal state for another 4 seconds. So this reminds me of, I don't know if you know League of Legends, but there's this champion called Pyke, and he's E, I believe, like his 3rd skill. He can go something of an ethereal state. He's immune to damage, but like all damage. But yeah, anyway, during that time, and he can hide in a bush and he can recover health. It looks like a mix of these abilities. Anyway, so this will be very useful if you're coming across PvP compositions or AFK stage compositions where they're all physical damage. Great. Rending Cleave. Hodgkin deals 240% plus 30% to a 2-tile arc, steals 100 energy. Every 9 seconds, steals 100 energy. Okay, that sounds okay. Hero Focus increases attack by 9%, 15%, and then attacks is increased by a bonus 10% in his ethereal state. Okay, so if he casts his ultimate while he's in the ethereal state, that will deal even more damage. So ideally you want to be in the ethereal state all the time. So you activate it once every 18 seconds. Okay, and if we're talking about Scarlita, she comes down after 15 seconds, and then she will usually cast her ult around this time. So Hodgkin is probably immune to Scarlita, and if he casts his ultimate, then he will be immune to Scarlita as well. So that's pretty interesting. Hero Focus is like that. Okay, Ardent Believers. So this is Mythic Plus ability. Hodgkin summons 2 Dead Tide Warriors affected by Void-bound magic around him when a battle begins. Each Dead Tide Warrior will inherit 60% of Hodgkin's HP and 100% of his other stats, and they can only launch normal attacks. When a unit affected by Void-bound magic is defeated, they trigger an explosion that deals damage equal to 120%, blah blah blah, plus 10% of the defeated unit's max HP to adjacent enemies. Okay, and what also deals damage to adjacent enemies is his Cannon Barrage. This extra damage cannot exceed 200%, blah blah blah. Its targeted enemies also lose 200 energy, sorry. Okay, so 2 warriors are summoned at the beginning of the fight, and if they're killed, the explosion happens, and whoever gets hit by the explosion also loses 200 energy. And then if you are X plus 10 weapon, then the Void-bound magic is also, you can get debuff. Okay, so let's talk about the Void-bound magic. So the Dead Tide Warriors seem to carry Void-bound magic around them. If they attack someone, think of it like a curse, they will affect that target, that unit, with Void-bound magic as well, with that curse. Okay, so the warriors can curse other people with the void bound magic, because what that means is when they die, then they will explode. Okay, and so when you get the X10 weapon, if there are enemy units who have not been cursed, then when Hodgkin shoots out his ulti by cannon fire, then they will 100% be cursed, except when they explode, the energy loss won't be 200. Whoever gets hit by the explosion will be 200. The energy loss will be like 140 instead, which is still fine, because you have like you lose 140 energy, but you also have rending cleave every 9 seconds, and it's just it won't be too bad. It won't be too bad. So maybe you kind of don't want him to ult too early, because actually no, it's okay. It's like, how reliable are those Dead Tide warriors? They're definitely going to hit 2 targets. They're definitely going to curse 2 targets out of 5, and they don't have movement skills, they don't have mobility skills. It's not as if they're going to target the other 3. So I think that's okay. And Supreme Plus, the last ability reduces the physical defense of enemies hit by the cannon by 15% up to 2 stacks, so up to 30% physical defense reduction. So that means Hodgkin wants to synergize well with other heroes who do physical damage as well. Okay, so those are his abilities. Okay, so let's just say I only have him at 1 copy, right? Let's see how decent he is at this. So because he's so weak, right? He's only at epic tier. That means he's not going to be useful in terms of cannon fire. What he's like, because this is just damage. So he doesn't CC anyone. He just can protect himself, only himself, from physical damage. He brings in a curse and steals energy. So he steals energies from other units, and he can curse. Well, he can't curse anyone because he's only epic tier. So 1 copy feels very useless. And he can only buy time. So I'm not getting him to pursue Supreme Plus, and I don't know people who have him at Supreme Plus and who are also willing to share their account with me to use to test them out, but that's okay. And so 1 copy, he's not that good. I believe even at Supreme Plus, I don't think he will be good. But let's just theorycraft. Let's just see what he can do at 1 copy. Okay. So do we have any physical damage? Oh, this is great. Oh, wait, there's a Muriel there, but okay, let's just use a... Is there a physical team here that's recommended? No. But number 2... Is there a physical team for number 2? Oh, well, it's fine either way, right? Okay, so we use this, and we're gonna replace Carolina with Hodgkin. No. I'm gonna replace this with Hodgkin. This is obviously not gonna go very well. We are just gonna see what he does, and we're gonna slow it down a lot. Oh. Okay, so he's in the fray. That's his ethereal state there. You see how it's glowing green? Okay, we're gonna check out his cannon fire. Oh. Well, he got taken down real quick. Okay. Let's check out something else. I think, where can we check him out? Oh, Dur's Trials. So in Dur's Trials, I think you can use him in here. And I believe, yeah, there he is. Okay, so we're gonna check out Hodgkin here. Okay, so Hodgkin is glowing green now, so it doesn't go immediately into his ethereal state. Oh, wow, he got killed really fast. But I thought he was immune to physical damage. Everyone here does physical damage. So it really doesn't make sense to me how he's dead. Okay, let's check out another one if anyone else uses Hodgkin. Okay, here we go. Everyone does physical damage, so he should not be dying. Yeah, that's Mr. Hodgkin there. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so he was physically immune. The time passed and... Okay. Alright. It would be nice to see him in a setting where he doesn't die so quick. Perhaps here. Carissa can save us. Okay. You know, actually, one of the teams that I thought up of that could work really well is a Dino composition. So I think Hodgkin can work well in terms of burst. So if you pair him with someone, then it should be someone like Thorin. I think Thorin is one of the best tanks to work with because because of the cannon fire. So in the cannon fire, you can hit allies, right? And no ally generally wants to get hit, except for Thorin. Thorin likes to get hit from anyone because when he ultis, any damage that he's taken will build up and reflect back. So they actually synergize very well together. Okay, the next person is Dino. He's in the back line. He won't be in the front, which is great. And then he can, if Hodgkin can also buy a lot of time along with Thorin because he's physically immune. And then this will buy time for Dino to pop off and also kill people really quickly. And when they are targeted by his Supreme Plus bodies, by the Dead Tide Warriors, they're going to be cursed, they're going to explode, Dino's going to get them to explode, and then Scarlita will be there inside the pits later. But you're hoping that Scarlita won't come down unless absolutely necessary. If she comes down, Hodgkin might be dead by that time, depending on how it goes. But you have Damien as well, who increase the haste of everyone and heals. So this is my theory crafting team. So how about we test it out right here and let's see how far this goes. So we're going to get Mr. Hodgkin and we're going to get Scarlita. And we're gonna probably bring it as far back as possible. And something like this. Okay, so let's check it out. We're gonna go slow and we're gonna see how far this goes. I mean, it doesn't even matter. He's not even physically immune. I just want to buy enough time so I can see his ulti. But if if it's like this ain't gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video and then I'm gonna find a way, like find him where you can see his ulti. Okay, so I found him in round 5 where you can see him use his cannon barrage. The cannon barrage is actually very quick. I thought it'd be like boom, 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 but it's actually like brrr. Okay, I'm gonna slow it down right about now. Okay, so you're gonna see it come from the sky. And there it is. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But it's like, I mean, it's just cool. But in terms of effectiveness, one copy he feels quite useless. Unless you come across someone that has, you know, full physical damage team. I'm sure because he's so niche, he has specific he will come in handy. but he's definitely another person who's not necessary, who's not needed, like, you know, like Nara. So yeah, overall he's a bit disappointing in terms of usage. Remember, this is like a Dream Realm centric meta with, like, in terms of investments. I don't think you're gonna get Hodgkin for certain. I'm like 95% sure he's not gonna be good, but who knows? I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I was wrong about Makola, where I thought she's good to get, and I originally thought it'd be fine to get her at 1 copy, and you could potentially get more. And yeah, I was wrong. I think you should get her at S+, but yeah, with Hodgkin, that's it. Thank you, and if you like this video, like, subscribe, and you can join the Discord, which is in the description below. Cheers, and bye-bye.